Hi, hello everyone. My name is Jo and I'm an independent cloud consultant based in Sydney, Australia. This is a series of videos where we will go through questions which are very similar to Azure AI-102 certification. I'll explain in detail each and every options and figure out the correct answer. So if you're preparing for AI-102 certification, join me in this video. Now, a basic knowledge of Azure AI services will help you to better understand these questions. Now, regarding me, I watched one training to prepare for the exam. From watching this training, I got insights on different Azure AI services, what are those services used for, how to create them, and much more. So, if you're preparing for your Azure AI-102 certification, I would highly recommend you this training. The link to this training will be given in the description box below. Now to the question. You develop a conversational language understanding model by using Language Studio. During testing, users receive incorrect responses to requests that do not relate to the capabilities of the model. You need to ensure that the model identifies spurious requests. How should you solve this? Enable active learning, add entities, add examples to the non-indent, add examples to the custom indents. Now let us break down the question. What are the keywords present in the question? So the question is regarding a conversational language understanding model of Azure AI language service. So while testing the model, it has been noticed that incorrect responses are given to requests that is not related to the capability of the model. So the questions which are out of the scope of the model is given incorrect responses. So how should we solve this? How should we enable the model to identify spurious, which is incorrect, not authentic requests? So that is the scenario. So for example, I have a model to book flight tickets. So I train the model with that indent. So anything from the user input, which include book ticket, the model should be able to respond accordingly. But if the user asks, buy a book for me, so it is not related to the capability of the model. But the model is not able to understand that input because the input is kind of similar. The user is asking, order a book for me. It's not book a flight for me. But the model is getting confused with both of this input and it is giving incorrect responses to the request. So how should we solve this problem? That is the question. Now, let us get into the documentation. Before that, I want to clarify what is an indent and what is an entity. So, the instruction given to the model by the user is called the utterance. And indent is the action the model has to perform, like book ticket. That is an example of an indent. And entity are other supporting terms like location, Paris, book a ticket to Paris. So Paris is an entity. That is what entities are. So indent is the action term and entities are other supporting keywords present in the utterance or the input given by the user. Now let us get into the documentation. So here in the conversational language understanding, it includes a default non-indent. So this non-indent cannot be deleted or renamed. So once we create a language understanding project, the non-indent comes in default. This indent is meant to categorize utterances that don't belong to any of your custom indents. So any random utterance or any spurious or non-related utterance should come under non-indent so that the model will be able to recognize those utterances and give response accordingly. It should not misclassify those utterances into custom indents and give a response. So if we further come down here, you can see you should also consider adding false positive examples to the non-indent. For example, in a flight booking project, it's likely that the utterance, I want to buy a book, could be confused with a book flight indent. You can add, I want to buy a book or I love reading books as non-training utterances. So once the model receive an unrelated input instruction, it will be able to categorize into the non-indent and give response accordingly. For example, the model can respond, sorry, I cannot do that. I'm not trained to do that. So that is what is non-indent. Now let us go into the option. Enable active learning. So active learning is for improving the accuracy of the model. It is not to identify spurious requests and respond accordingly. Next is add entities. Add entities is to add type of entities like location, date, time, etc. So it is not for responding to incorrect responses. Now add examples to the non-indent and train the model. Will this solve the issue? Yes, it will indeed solve the issue. So if the model is getting an spurious or not related request, it will be able to respond accordingly. So the correct answer is option C. Now the final option is add examples to the custom intent. If we add more examples to the custom intent and train the model will be more accurate, or it will be able to identify the correct request. But it doesn't solve the problem of identifying incorrect utterances. So that doesn't solve the requirement. So the correct answer is option C, add examples to the non-indent. Now, what did we learn from this video? We learned that the non-indent is meant to categorize utterances that don't belong to any of your other custom indent. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.